Hey, how's everybody doing? Uh, I gotta hang on. Okay, how's everybody doing? Let's take a look here. Amaranth is not on the screen. She usually looks pretty good. Mira is looking, her and her friend are both wearing yellow bikinis. They're looking pretty good. Burticus is looking pretty good in a striped pink and white shirt. Pearlescent Moon is on, but the screen has got it open to like her Minecraft menu. Ooh, Joe Workouts is looking really good. I've never seen her look bad. Uh, Serene Wild's looking good. Chicken Wing Candy's looking good. Sagittarian, nah, official 200 push-up challenge. If you want to see somebody, you want to see an attractive girl do a shitload of push-ups, that's one to go check out. And Nagasaki, she's just chatting. I don't know what game she's got on. I don't see anybody. Yeah, Burticus is playing Dave the Diver. I have no idea. That just sounds interesting. Yeah, nobody's playing Diablo. Let's go ahead and get the stream started here. Okay. Hope everybody's having a pretty good day. The weather here is really nice today. And I'm gonna kind of do like an update. There's something going on, and I don't know if it's something to worry about. I really don't. And but I got something in my email from, it's the company that's helping me with my disability, and I got it. It was on the 1st. I didn't see it. I get, and it's more or less, if anybody, if I'm going to blame anybody, I guess it's mostly, at least partly my fault. But I am getting so much spam on my phone and on my email that, there's only so much you can do. I mean, there's just, and again, I'm not even saying it's easy for them to, but until the law wants to crack down on these fucking scam artists, I don't know what to do.
Your flaws are revealed.
But I honestly, if I hadn't have been drugged or poisoned, if I was still healthy, if I was still able to work, would have never happened. But there was all this stuff like, hey, you can't get on disability. There's a program here that'll help. And I don't even know how I got on it, but I started getting spammed with all these job search things. Well, when they would send one that was like a work-at-home job or something like that, I'd go check it out. Well, all that did was open me up to more spam, because not all of them, but most of these job search, they're technically supposed to be like a job search site. And when you go there, the job they told you about is not there. The spam seemed to increase every one of these sites I went to. Like the ones where they tell you, hey, here's a job, you can go check it out. Well, when you go there and it's actually that job and it looks legit, those are usually not too bad. But you get the ones where they tell you there's a job there waiting for you, and you go there and that job is nowhere to be found. It's like, what the fuck? And then the one site that it might be legitimate, because I got a thing from saying, hey, you can come on here and either fill out this form, or, they're basically telling me to come on and update my information. And when I got there, they're like, well, you can either upload a resume or you can fill out this form. Well, I don't mind. If somebody honestly knows what's going on and they want to help out, I'm willing. I'm willing to give something a try. And so I filled out the thing, and I let them know that when I was working at General Motors, I'm pretty sure I got drugged or poisoned. I go, it happened. They tried to fire me because I was bringing up quality issues. Some people there, and I go, when that failed, I go, I suddenly started getting sick, And I kind of let them know that I get lightheaded. Sometimes I'm just not willing to drive. I let them know that I just recently had an episode and fell and shattered my ankle. And I told them, I go, I really don't think I'm worth it. I don't think I'm going to be a productive employee, but if somebody actually wants me, I'd be willing to try it as long as it was like a good paying job and, something you could live on. But I really don't expect anybody to do it. I mean, even for a crappy paying job, I just don't see that it's going to work out. I mean, let me get this straight. You might hurt yourself and be unable to work for a little bit after, when you fall going from one room to another. Oh man, you might forget how to do your job some days when you're a little lightheaded. You might fuck up a whole bunch of shit when you're really, fuck yeah, sign him up. Let's give him a good paying, that's just not realistic. It's not. But again, as long as I'm being honest to people, if they want to, hey, great. Well, I swear to God, a couple hours after that, I got something on my phone. It was like a text. And it was I'm pretty sure it was the same site. They go, hey, somebody saw your thing. They're actually interested. Well, I clicked on the link like 4 or 5 times, and it would close out the pop-up, but it wouldn't take me anywhere. And then I'd go back, and it was still there. Well, I finally, and I didn't do it on purpose, but it finally cleared, but it never took me to any job search site. I have no idea. And, yeah, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see if I can find a way to report them. That place claiming to be Publishers Clearinghouse. After my last doctor's appointment, everything seemed to be going good. I let them know. I go, hey, my doctor's appointment's done. We can schedule this whenever you want. I told them, what days were good. And, but I said, I already gave all my personal information when I signed up for this. So I go, you shouldn't need any of that. And then I kind of fibbed a little bit, but I told them, I do not have a bank account. If I'm not going to give DirecTV or Dish or the phone company access to my fucking bank account, I'm sure as hell not going to do it to some fucking stranger on the internet. But I told them, I don't have a bank account. So, as soon as I get my first check, I'll go open one. It's been all week and I haven't heard shit from them. There's a number you can call Publishers Clearinghouse. I might call and see if they want me to report the information that I have, because I'm not kidding you. I lumped them in the same boat with my fucking sister trying to steal the house and all the other shit that she's done. Just a horrible person. Just an absolutely fucking horrible, worthless fucking person. And it's just, that's just disgusting. You got somebody that's sick, you got somebody that's having trouble, and they want it. That's just disgusting. If these people are in America, they're probably working for the fucking MAGA people. They're working for the same party of those fucking child molesters and everything else that's going on. And so anyways, there's that. Well, then I got this email, and I want to do the call to action. And again, if you don't want to, I'm okay. This is not a make or break thing. There's some stuff like global warming, climate change. That's something where you really need to be on that. That I think is a deal breaker. If you are one of these people that can't figure out that global warming is real, then yeah. I would say not being friends with somebody like that would be a reasonable course of action to take. And but anyways, your elected officials, the people you elect, I don't care if it's your governor, attorney general, whatever, please write each and every one of them and tell them that we need assisted suicide legal. Seriously, I mean, you can look at me, you can hear me, I am rational. This is not some fucking crazy fucking thing. My health, and like for a couple years, it really seemed to be like every year. It's not. I'm not noticing it day to day, but it's like every year it seems like it's creeped a little bit. And I sat. Now my dad, he went pretty quick, but my dad ended up in hospice. And I gotta tell you, certain things he said as he was getting sick, if he had a choice, he would not have done that. He would have wanted to go out before he got as bad, before his mind went and everything else with the Alzheimer's. He wouldn't have wanted it. That was not something he wanted to do. And I took care of my mom to the best of my ability when she got sick with pancreatic cancer, and I think she suffered a little bit and the hospice people were great. I'm not entirely sure that the hospice people could have done any better legally. I literally don't think I'm not trying to shit on them. I thought they did a good job, but it wasn't good. You know, it wasn't too bad. But you know, when she got to where she couldn't get up and go to the bathroom, and basically when it got to where, you know, you were having to change her in bed, that was bad. And then for the 3, 4, 5 days that she wasn't even going to the bathroom because she wasn't eating. And you could barely get any food or water down her throat. The morphine, I think, helped, but you know, it just wasn't good. It was just not good. And I wrote the president today. There's an email form. You can write him a letter too if you want, or you can just basically type in Google email the president, and it should bring up the site like on the first hit, definitely on the first page. But there is a page where you can get on there and just let these people know they need to legalize assisted suicide. They really do. And let them know, and this is what I told the president. I go, you know, if you've got people that can stand around and watch kids get murdered and other people get murdered because we don't want to have some real gun laws, I go, this is absolutely something you can do. You can legalize this. Hang on, we got somebody here mowing the lawn. Yeah, if some fucking moron hadn't have sold the riding lawnmower, this is something I could maybe, at least, if not now, I'm getting really close to where I could go out and fucking mow it and give myself something to do. But,
I need spirit.
Yeah, if that fucking shitbag hadn't have been lying about Publishers Clearinghouse, I'd have the money from that to actually go buy a riding lawnmower so I could take care of the yard myself.
I am returning to town.
Oh shit, I gotta go get the chest. And, but yeah, so you just write them. That's your call to action. Write these people in office and let them know that, you know, hey, if we can sit there and watch, you know, people get killed at nightclubs, if we can watch people get killed at synagogues, if we can watch kids get killed, and that's the worst one, really. That they can basically tell these fucking religious nuts to just stand aside, and, you know, if you're gonna let decent people who don't want to fucking die get killed, get murdered, and do nothing, well then, goddamn it, you know, and this is what I told the president, you people like me that are sick or maybe dying, they should have better options. You know, they should have better options than having to struggle for like another, you know, 1 to 20 years as their health gets worse, and there doesn't appear to be any cure for it, or somebody that they know is dying. They shouldn't have to like suffer through hospice. We need like a more humane option for them, like we do for our pets, like when they get sick. And I told the president, I go, you know, when we've got a case where they have killed people because the hospitals and the insurance companies don't want to pay for it, and they go to court and they get a court order to unplug that person and let them die. When the family and the person does not want to die, I'm sorry. you know, if we've already had that happen. That is a thing that is real. It has happened. This is not a theory. It's not an opinion. But we've had this happen. Well, God damn it, you can afford, you can basically afford a person or a family member the same latitude and respect that you've given to a greedy fucking insurance company or a greedy fucking hospital that is willing to let someone die because they don't want to spend a couple bucks. I'm sorry, that's wrong. That is absolutely wrong. And then I reached out to Bernie Sanders, and I'll tell you why in a minute, because I wrote the president and I wrote Bernie because I told him, I go, well, you're kind of involved, and I go, you're not my senator, and the only reason I'm writing this to you is because you are involved on health care. And I told him my whole situation. That's been done on previous. I've done that. I don't want to keep repeating that. I'll mention it again from time to time, but I don't want to repeat it like every time. And but I reached out to him and I told him, I go, look, I don't think I'm worth it. I'm not asking you to get in. And him and Biden didn't fucking listen. And it was kind of nice of him, but I did not expect either one of them to try and do anything for me. I don't really see myself. I mean, like, even if they did something, I don't think I'm going to get any better. I just don't see myself. It's like every year it seems like it's just a notch worse or a half a notch worse. And it's not fun. It's just not fun. So I told him, don't worry about me, worry about the issue. Don't worry about me, worry about the whole group. And I said, I don't know if you had anything to do with it or not. And because I had gotten something from Social Security, and they basically told me, I don't know if I should still have it, but they basically told me that they had been reached out to by somebody from the White House. And when I did this the last time, I got a response from Biden where he basically said that the issue had been forwarded to the proper federal agency. And I'm like, holy shit. And the Social Security, they seem to be fucking, oh, we can't fuck around anymore. Because I told them, I go, look, I've already been accepted by state things. Well, I got a thing from the company that's helping me. And I'll be honest with you, I might be wrong, but it really sounded surprised. They said, oh yeah, you've got an appointment with their doctors. And they told me in the letter, they're like, because they had already told me that this takes years to go through. And they said usually when you meet with the doctors, within 1 or 2 months, you've got a decision. So they're like, this is cool. And but here's the thing, and I didn't mention this to Sanders because it was on Twitter, or X now, and I don't think he's on Threads, or I would have done it there. And I asked him, I go, just do something to legalize assisted suicide, because I told him, I go, I honestly feel, and I did this on Threads, and it's already gotten a few likes, which for me that's big news. But I mentioned on there that hey, getting assisted suicide legal is probably easier than trying to fix what's broken in government. And I mean that sincerely. And that was probably the part, not the boo-hoo poor me bullshit, but the, hey, it's probably going to be easier to legalize assisted suicide. I mean, think about it. Probably going to be easier to legalize that than to actually fix what's wrong with fucking disability and shit. Because I mentioned there, I go, because I see what my brother gets. Now, granted, I was working for a lot more money for a lot more years than he was, so I should get, if I get approved, but I am not going to be making anywhere near what I was before my health was taken from me. This isn't, as far as I can tell, this is not something that just happened like, oh, wow, man, he's getting old. No, I'm pretty sure this was taken from me. And, in a perfect world, those responsible would be fucking fired. They would lose their pensions. They would be going to jail. Maybe for the rest of their lives if I was lucky. But that's not the world we live in. It just isn't. And, so I don't know. But yeah, so I got that. They told me about that, and I'm just like, okay, this is the first I've heard about it. I did not see it until the 3rd of August. They sent it to me on the 1st. And I go, okay, when and where am I supposed to go? Well, they sent it the next day on Friday, but I didn't see it until near the end of the weekend because I didn't check I either didn't see it or I wasn't checking my emails because it was the weekend. But it came like late. Oh, hang on a sec. Okay, this is where I gotta go. But I didn't see it for a couple days, and then after they responded, I didn't see it. So I let them know this morning because I was worried it was going to be like that one letter I got from. They don't answer their phone. I can call my congressman and somebody will pick up. They might call me back. They might have to, whatever. But somebody will pick up. You might have to wait a few minutes. But with Social Security, man, you call them, and I made this comment last week. Hey, I can fucking ignore the phone. Give me a fucking job. Because I've seen what's happened. They basically haven't done shit for months. They're slow. I've already been approved for some state programs. And I'm like, hey, give me a job at Social Security. I can ignore the phone and do the bare fucking minimum. I could probably fucking accomplish that in my diminished capacity. It's like, what the fuck? But, I figured it was going to be like that time where they sent me something. They go, well, usually you have 20 days, but we need this back right away. And I'm like, I basically didn't get it until like a couple days before it was supposed to be returned. And I'm like, yeah, that one, no, that wasn't the Secret Service. That was probably that fucking DeJoy idiot that is on there. And so I figured it was something where I'd already missed it. Well, one of them is later this month. And sometime this week, I got to set up my ride for it, and it's a mental. They're gonna probably. I've been speaking out about I've been speaking out about UFOs and trying to get them to fucking legalize assisted suicide because the fucking I might have to quit talking about the lawnmowers over here again. But I've been talking about UFOs and legalizing assisted suicide, so they're probably thinking, oh man, and I it's probably I'm not even going to say the deep state, it's probably somebody from the military-industrial complex, because I've been writing senators that are on these UAP boards, and I'm like, yeah, you're going to need to put some of these people in jail to get them to quit lying to you guys, And I think I've been given some halfway decent advice on it. So they're probably like, yeah, let's just get him declared incompetent and put him in the fucking nut house. So, if you see me streaming with a fucking straitjacket on, understand they got me. I'm clearly not insane, but they may say they find me that way so they can get me to quit commenting on you. Because the thing is, it's like, my position on the assisted, I don't think it's irrational. Like if you've ever watched somebody sick go through hospice, if you've ever seen or heard about a family member or a good friend who didn't want to go through that shit, that would have much rather had Dr. Kevorkian, helping them out, they would have been like it, they would have been fine being taken somewhere and just being given an injection like your fucking cat would, this is not an irrational thing. This is not this is not anything bad. It's just rational. It's just, especially when you point out the fact that somehow it's okay to murder people because we don't want people with small penises to have gun laws, or it's okay to kill somebody if the insurance company and the hospital doesn't want to pay for their care. That's okay. We can send them home to die. We can fucking unplug them at the hospital to die. I think that's a very, very rational position to have. I really do. Ooh, Adria, I think will be the last one I do. Kill Zorus. I don't know who Zorus is. And, but the UFO one, either one of them could be what they're fucking angling at. And But I
Not
looked it
enough
up and it's like, well, I didn't miss them because the way they worded it in that email, I'm just thinking, well, fuck, did I already miss it? Because it's been like 2 whole days, and but I did tell the president. I go, look, the mental health one that they want to do, I personally think is a waste of time. But hey, fuck it. If that's what they want to do, I can go to that. And then I told him the other one is internal medicine, but I go, here's the thing, and I go, this kind of makes me think that this might be just for show, and they're gonna get a big rubber stamp says "fuck you" on it, and they're already determined to reject me because I go, I think it's the internal medicine meeting, the doctor I'm gonna meet for internal medicine, that's at like a chiropractic clinic. And I go, and if it isn't that one, it's the psychological one. I go, it's going to be at a chiropractic office. And I go, that makes me think that this is going to be bullshit.
I need spirit.
And I told him and I told Sanders, I think I told Sanders that, back in the day when you had somebody that was sick at GM, if it got to a certain point, what they would do is they would send you out to a GM doctor. This is like that Dr. Vinny Blue Box that gave like Trump the glowing, oh my God, he's 6'3" and 180 pounds. I've never seen anybody with a penis so big who's so fucking healthy. And that's what they had. It seemed like, I heard the horror stories. I didn't have it happen to me, but I heard the horror stories, and what they would do is everybody I ever heard of that went to one of them, oh my God, the GM doctors always found that it was frivolous. So you had their doctors saying that they were sick, and then you had the other doctors saying that they weren't, and then it would almost always have to go to a third doctor. And again, if people were lying to me, if my memory's a little off, then hey, I apologize. But my recollection of it was well over 50% of the time. I think it was well over 75% of the time. They would have to send it to an independent doctor.
I need spirit. And
the independent doctors would always basically find, on behalf of the union workers, saying, yeah, they're fucked up, and then it would get taken care of. And that's what I told the president. I go, I told Bernie, I'm a little worried about this, that, these doctors, at least I think I told Bernie, I might be wrong. But I'm just worried that these doctors are not there, they might be there for show. I don't know. And, but because that was my experience, especially when one of them's going to be at a chiropractic office. It's like, what the fuck? And, ooh, wrong way. Oh, no, that was the right way. Okay. But yeah, so there, I mean, hey, and this is the thing I told the president. I go, hey, look, if I go there, and I mentioned this on Threads too, if I go there and I have an episode, the doctor's honest, and they can actually see something, then I should be okay. I am probably gonna get, but like I told the president, I go, I have this fear that I'm going to go there and I'm going to have like one of the best days of my life anytime soon, and there's nothing that's going to be there. So I asked him, I go, could you please reach out and get something done on assisted suicide? Seriously. So we'll see if that does any good. Yeah, please write your congressmen, your elected officials. Get your friends too, if you don't mind.
Not enough spirit.
I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I'm going to end this stream. I don't know what happened. I was supposed to kill Zorus, and it took me there. I don't completely understand this at all. All right, well, I'll be back in a little bit. I might be back later today, but I'll be back for Minecraft. Peace out, and hope everybody has a good day.